What's going on YouTube? Flip Rodriguez here, and in today's video, my entire goal is to teach you how to get more comfortable looping the ghost. Now, I've been getting a couple questions about how to loop the ghost, and some people being really afraid to start learning to loop the ghost. So I'm gonna give you the way that I learned how to loop the ghost and all my settings and which maps that I started to learn to loop the ghost. And I hope this helps you. If this does help you in any way, shape, or form, please make sure to hit that like button and drop a comment down below on how either you learned how to loop or any tips you have to help other players learn how to loop. So let's hop right into it. First things first, I'm gonna give you guys the map that I actually started learning looping in. The very first map was Camp Woodwind, okay? I'm gonna go over the settings with you guys. Now remember, keep in mind that this is specifically for looping. We're not trying to really figure out the ghost, although hopefully we will be able to figure out the ghost during the hunt, which would be fun. But we're gonna go specifically going over just looping and practicing and getting comfortable with that, okay? So we're gonna go into custom settings here. And it really doesn't matter if you hit any of these presets. You can go Nightmare, Insanity, whatever you want, because we're going to change it anyways. But we'll just go Nightmare mode for right now. Player speed, player sanity is we're going to go straight to 0. Why we want to go 0 is because we want the hunt almost instantly, okay? Everything else for player speed, we're going to keep everything same. Keep 100% player speed. This first one that we're going to go over is going to be for people who are now learning the game and they want to learn how to loop at the most comfortable and easiest possible, okay? Now, the ghost speed is what we're going to be looking after here, okay? I personally started learning to loop at 50% ghost speed. So if the players, which is us, has 100% speed and the ghost is at 50, we have double the amount of speed without sprint. Okay, with sprint, we should be able to lap circles around this ghost, okay? So that's going to be the main focus of this. Any of the other contracts, if you want to change it, I would. Mostly like setup time. You don't want to have a setup time if you're trying to get hunted. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I add setup time, but I have 0% sanity. Would it still hunt? Or is that still a protected period? I don't know. But either way, we don't need any of these hidden places. So if you want to turn all of these off to get like the higher multiplier here in case you're trying to also guess the ghost, right? That's also a thing you could do as well. But either way, it's not going to matter because ghost speed rewards is killing us. All right. So we're going to hop right into it. You could bring any of these items that you really want. I'm just going to have them in there just because I have them. But what you really want is crucifix, so you don't get spawned on, because then you don't have a shot at that point. And smudge sticks. You definitely want to have your smudge sticks and flashlights so you could see. But let's hop right into the first game at ghost speed 50%, player speed 100%. Okay. Here we go. We're going to take this. We're going to take that. And you guys might be asking why Camp Woodwind. First, I'm going to throw that over there. And basically, that's just going to protect me from getting this absolutely destroyed. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to open up. So keep in mind, the second you enter the map, because we're at 0% sanity, it's going to want to hunt us, okay? So I like to just do this here. Keep my... Oh, there, we heard the gate close. So now we know we're about to get hunted. The ghost is all the way in the back. We want him to see us, right? Because we want him to come to us so we can learn to loop. And here you go. I also forgot to talk about one setting that's very important, is the duration of the hunt, right? So you see how easy it is to loop this ghost. You're going to want to keep your eyes on him because as you saw there, he double backed on us as he just did again. So you really, really want to be paying attention to the ghost and which way he's turning around, okay? Because if he turns around when you can't see him, you're going to see it very last second that he's coming towards you in his double back. And I've died to that plenty of times with the ghost speed being a little bit faster. So you want to really essentially just practice this here. This is also an excellent way to start practicing guessing the ghost without any evidence as well. Again, keep in mind that we're just practicing getting comfortable looping, but you might as well kill two birds with one stone here. And the reason why I say that is once you start getting comfortable looping, start paying attention to the ghost behavior, right? Because this is going to make you a better Phasmo player. For example, there, we didn't see any shapeshift, so we can already rule out, Obake is out. Diogen is going to bolt straight to us. The further it is away, the faster it's going to be. We heard the door close, so we know he's coming, and we already know that his ghost room's back there. So because the speed is slow, we can risk being out here, right? Again, we're going to be here. I would also practice crouch looping, mostly because right here in this picnic spot, we can see through the table, and we can really just practice cutting the corners and not getting caught up here. This speed is going to be very, very important to practice how you're going to be looping around this picnic table or any other looping spots. So another place we're going to go to is going to be Tanglewood. The very, very good looping spot there that most people do is the kitchen island. But when you're crouched, you can't really see. You kind of have to back up to see the ghost versus here we could see through the picnic table. So this is very beneficial. Keep in mind, we're trying to kill two birds with one stone here. So if you don't know, Raiju is going to increase the speed with electronics being on nearby to him. So we already know that's not the case. Moroi is based off our sanity. So little things like that you really want to get into. I don't want to dive too much into how to eliminate the ghost based on the hunt. We're getting hunted again. Keep in mind that this is why we always keep the front door open or the front gate open. It's because when we hear it slam, we know the hunt's coming. I didn't even know it was hunting because the door stayed closed. So now we're just looping it. You can even practice smudging it to see its reaction when you smudge it and switching to your next smudge, right? Because oftentimes I panic and I'm like, no, where's my smudge? And I go too fast, or I drop it by mistake and I got to pick it up. Another thing to practice is putting one smudge down on the table and taking photos or videos. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Well, we'll take video and a camera because this is very useful to also start practicing these things. And look at this. Oh, we didn't have enough time to do it, but almost got the ghost video there. So we're going to open this. So while I'm talking to you guys, even while we're in the journal, we should be able to hear the front door slam. And also I'm hearing things to my left. So it tells me that the ghost room changed. And if that's the case, Gorio's out of the picture. We just got, I'm going to assume it's a miss ball, air ball. So that would be no Oni, but you never want to assume that. You want to make sure you see it. But we're waiting for another hunt here. This will be the last one before we change into a new map. And just so I can show you guys how to practice taking photos. Because when you take a photo, it's going to give you like a cooldown to switch your items in your hands. I don't really even know exactly what to call it, but when you take a photo, watch, when I take it, I'll tell you guys, or you'll see it, and I'm going to immediately try to switch to there. We saw it. We saw the air ball there, so we know for sure there's no Oni. Because there's been a few times that I've died trying to get the photo of the ghost, and I tried to switch my smudge stick, and I couldn't because of this cooldown. Watch here, I'll show you guys now since we're still waiting, and this ghost is being very passive. So ready? I'm gonna take the photo and instantly switch to my video camera, whatever item is next. Perfect. See, I can't do it, and see, there it is. That's how long it took me to switch. Okay, obviously we could. Okay, here we go. And now this is also a great point. Did you see how that ghost event just happened on me? You always want to get out of the way of your ghost event, because if it decides to hunt, right, you want to get out of there, because that's where it's going to hunt from. We'll smudged it. We're going to take a video, right? So see how I'm practicing taking photos? Even though I missed the photo, it doesn't really matter. But whoa, the double back just happened. We're practicing playing the game at a much safer rate, okay, for speed. If you notice there, Also, I smudged it. It kind of went away. I switched. I picked up my smudge stick. I'm just practicing shuffling through, turning on and off my flashlight, and those kind of things. Now, it's hard to tell if the ghost changed rooms because we got a ghost event, and then it hunted almost instantly after that. So the ghost being correct here is not really my goal for this video. So I'm just gonna pick whatever. Like, I didn't really see anything too crazy. Well, just go. Oh, I didn't even get to choose. I was gonna choose Yuri. It was just a gym. So no biggie there. So now the next one we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna actually go into one settings really quick. Where is that? Let me see. Okay, so our hunt duration is actually very high, as you could tell right there. Our hunt duration is very high, which is what we want, because the longer the hunt at 50%, the more comfortable we're gonna be, and we get to practice versus waiting around so much for another hunt, right? We're gonna go to the iconic Tanglewood here. Now, when you're practicing this in Tanglewood, you wanna be slightly careful here, because not like Woodwind, where our looping spot was right there, our looping spot's on the other side of the house. So if that ghost is in between you and that looping spot, we're gonna want to be careful. We also only have a 2% grace period, which also I just thought about. If you want to play it safer, like, you know, we'll do it right now real quick. We'll do it real quick right now, where I know I'm gonna go to Tanglewood and I know my looping spot is farther away. I'm gonna go to customs here, and we're gonna go hit edit here. We're gonna go to ghost. We're gonna reach our grace period. So if you don't know what your grace period is, it's the time you hear the hunt begin, right? The time you hear the music and the hunt start to the point where he actually starts to hunt. So right now that's a 2-second grace period. You could crank that up as high as 5 seconds. Five seconds is very, very nice when you're learning how to do this, especially when you start cranking up the ghost speed. Because you want to be able to hear the ghost hunt happen and then start moving to a safe place where you can start looping. Or if you get a ghost event on you, you want to start learning to move away from the ghost event before it hopefully doesn't decide to hunt on you. You know what I mean? So we have a 5%, a 5-second grace period here. So we're going to just chill here because we know... I'm frozen here. Because we have a 5% grace period, a 5-second grace period, and my game is still frozen, guys, so I apologize for this. A 5-second grace period, and the ghost is 50%. Okay, that was weird. We could feel nice and comfortable going across. We don't need 2 smudge sticks because we're very safe. So what we're gonna want to do is... Normally, I would take a crucifix going into 0% sanity, but again, that's not the point of this video. Take maybe a photo camera with you, 1 smudge stick, and a flashlight. Why do you want the flashlight? Because 1, let's say the breaker turns off, you want to be able to see. 2, you want to be able to test for ghosts, like yokai, right? So yokai... And, oh, perfect. So this is another good example. The breaker is off, okay? So without the breaker, luckily it's blood moon. So everything's very visible. But if it's not blood moon, it'll be very dark. So flashlight, you'll also be able to test for Raiju, yokai, Jin, all those kind of fun ghosts. I didn't know. We're going to go try to turn the breaker on. Oh, luckily it's here. This ghost is... being very passive right now. Hello. So this is the island. This is the main looping spot. You can loop here, but because the chairs come out, you can... Oh, never mind. You actually go right through the chairs. I thought the chairs would stop you. This trash can will stop you. You cannot go through that. So while you're going around, you want to make sure you are keeping an eye on the ghost versus turning your back and just doing this, right? And here's the hunt. So we're going to leave our flashlight on. We're going to get a look at this ghost. See how long that grace period is? Very slow. We're dealing with a revenant here. So this ghost is actually going to be a lot faster than 50% here in a second. And so it's still slow, as you guys can tell. Revenant is very, very fast. So watch this. So now we're going to practice crouch sleeping. So I told you this. You can't see through this on woodwind, Camp Woodwind. But now watch what happens when I turn off my flashlight and it loses line of sight on me. Oh, well, there's that. It should have slowed down completely if the hunt was able to last a little bit longer. So now, as you can tell, you saw plates flying, you saw all these things. So this is where you start paying attention to the ghost behavior as well to see if you can guess what the ghost is. And unless it's a mimic, it's going to be a revenant. We're going to do one more at this percent. And I'm going to show you the path you can loop here because you really want to practice moving while being hunted. Okay, and then the next thing we're gonna practice here is going to be at 75% sanity. Sanity, 75% ghost speed, and then you'll see the difference of whoa. So now remember, ghost event. Oh no, never mind. It's actually, yeah, that's a ghost event. I thought it was a lot closer for some odd reason. Always get out of that spot. So the ghost events happen here. If it decided to hunt, it would hunt right there, and if I'm standing here, I'm basically dead. Also, depending on your grace period, we have a 5, 3, 2, 1 steps, right? We have a 5-second grace period. Watch, it's really slow. And now it picks up its speed, right? So it's a revenant. Watch that double back here. We're keeping an eye on the ghost. We're practicing crouch looping. Now in this, when you're crouch looping, if your flashlight's on, it'll always be able to track you. But if you turn it off, at some point it'll lose you like it is right there. And he'll just go away. He's in the garage right now, right? So that's why crouch looping behind this is very valuable to learn and practice. So I think that covers a lot of it. You can crouch loop to here. And then if you want to like break the ghost line of sight, you could either smudge it so it knows it like goes away from you, and you could come this way and loop or hide back here. That you can't see at all behind that van, just so you guys know. That loop is going to be based off of sound only. All right, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it should start hunting. So that grace period, see, if I was at 0 grace period, I would have been instantly dead there, right? So that's where that grace period comes in handy with learning how to get comfortable getting looped and stuff. If I didn't know any better, that's a freaking Pulte. Let's loop around here. See, okay, so you see how I didn't throw all of those things? So I'm not too worried about that being a Pulte anymore, but for a second, I thought it was. But we know, in fact, it's a revenant. So those settings are all going to be important for you guys to understand what to change so you guys can learn to loop, okay? So we're going to go ahead and just go on to, I would call it level 2 of learning how to do looping, how to learn looping, okay? And let's see if we were even right about revenant. It should be. I don't really ever practice at 50% ghost speed anymore, but
welcome back. Like
I was 100% wrong. So that was it sped up because it's got line of sight of me. Okay. All right. So I'm completely off here. I'm really off because I'm really like my main focus is not guessing the ghost, even though that legit sounded like a revenant to me. But it is what it is. Let's see here. Okay. So now what we're going to change our ghost speed here. All right. We're going to go hit ghost. We're going to go to 75%. You can't go in between. You can either go 50 at the lowest or highest 150. Okay. 150, I don't think you ever really need, but if you want to, you go ahead. It's really fast, but we're going to go to 75 and we're going to keep everything else the same. The grace period will stay the same because we're practicing looping, and we're going to go back to Tanglewood. I just really love Tanglewood, personally. So we'll grab our same things. We're going to grab our smudge stick. Might want to grab 2 smudge sticks. Don't forget your lighter. I can't tell you how many times I've died thinking I was going to be able to use my smudge, and I didn't have a lighter, and I died. Okay? So I'm carrying 2, and I'm telling you guys to carry 2 at 75 if you started at 50, because this is where you could start making more mistakes as you start panicking. And listen for that door always. There it is. We don't know where that ghost is yet, but we are 25% faster than the ghost, so it should still be relatively easy to loop around, because we are faster. It sounds like it's in the basement. Oh, it is coming. Here we go. And there's our ghost. Whoa. Do we have another Jinn? Why is it so... Oh my god. Why is it so fast? Is it Rev? It's got to be a Rev, right? Oh yeah, that's... Okay. So... I said it last game, and now I'm afraid to say it this game. But because how fast that was, that has to be a Revenant. Okay? So if you get a Revenant, I mean... Welcome to Phasmophobia. But that's why you always carry a few smudge sticks, so you'll be able to save yourself if you need to. As you could tell, I needed one smudge stick there, when in theory I wouldn't have needed it. On this one, we're gonna just go ahead quickly, just leave and guess Rev here, because I had trouble looping it, or not trouble looping it, but I was surprised at how fast it was, because I was expecting a 75% ghost speed. And that was a bad, that was a good thing, because it could happen to you guys, but it was bad because I wanted to teach you or show you. There you go. In fact, the Revenant on that. I wanted to show you guys 75% ghost speed on that, right? But it's still, that's a part of the game, and that's the coolest part about Phasmophobia, is that no games are ever really the same, right? So that's the coolest part. All right, we're back in this right now. 75% ghost speed here, and unless we have like a Moroi or Thay or another Revenant, you know, or a Dio, we should be fine. Oh, that sounds like the garage. Here we go. 5-second grace period. Normal speed right now. Let's see if it increases here. Oh, we have a baby or a kid across. Whoa! See, I made a mistake. So what happened there was I didn't let him go far enough past the dining table, and I tried to go straight, and he just like doubled back and came right to me. So even this, like, even I make mistakes here, and that's just a part of the game, really, you know. So we'll go back, and that was twin speed. So we'll just go back again really quickly. And twins is also one that will have a different speed on that. Because twins, I don't know exactly what the twin speeds are, the differences, but there's a fast twin and a slow twin. Anyways, so we're hopping back into this right now. I always like to pick up the key just in case. Whoa, you see, he's right there. My game is frozen. My game is frozen. My game is frozen. Why are you doing this, Phasmo? I smudged it just in case. I was going to be frozen for more than 5 seconds. Holy. Okay, so thanks, Phasmo, for that, but we're back here. Okay, normal speed here. See, this is a tall ghost, so we'll be able to see it crouch looping here. How did I open that door? It's increasing speed here. Or am I going crazy? So you can see how 75% speed is really fast, and I'm really having to pay attention to this ghost because he's not quite fast enough to catch me, but he's fast enough to make me feel like he's about to catch me. Does that make sense? So this is a very good speed to really like practice your looping here. All right, we'll do one more loop at this percent, and just really talk about the gameplay of what's going on again, and kind of, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here comes the ghost. All right. Hello? Where are you? Are you a yokai? Okay, maybe not a yokai. Okay, so if I turn this off, I'm gonna just test for yokai while I'm focusing on looping the ghost. I'm paying attention to it. I turn my light back on. That gives me I mean, that was definitely at the end of the hunts, so I didn't see if he was gonna turn back or not. But you could see that, like, the difference between standing up looping and crouch looping is line of sight in this spot. Okay, if you stand up and you loop the whole time, it's gonna have line of sight on you, and most of the ghosts, because it has line of sight on you, will increase in speed, just to make that clear. And if you are crouch looping, it will not happen. As you could tell on that one, we were crouch looping and it didn't really increase speed. Okay, so we'll do one more so you can see that line of sight. Most ghosts will increase their speed because they can see you, okay? So anytime, please. One other thing, if you're new to Phasmo and because you're watching this, if you flick these lights on, or if you've seen content creators or streamers flick this light on randomly, it's because they're trying to see if the ghost is hunting. That's more like on big maps where you can't hear where the ghost is or know where the ghost is. This is how you could tell it's hunting, because if it is hunting, I'll show you in a second, that the lights won't flicker, okay? Let's see. Not yet, no hunt yet, even though we know it's somewhere here. Oh, come on, please. There we go. So see, I can't flick the light switch on. All right, so just so you guys know, can't flick it on right now. Okay, so we're gonna do line of sight, okay? Ghost's gonna have line of sight of us here. We're gonna play this nice and slow. You wanna really learn how to manage your sprint speed. See how it's picking up speed here? It's getting faster because it sees me. So if I do crouch looping now, it won't get any faster. It'll just stay at its speed. All right, so this is where it could get a little dangerous. If they start having, or start increasing in speed, let's see. We're gonna, all right, perfect. All right, so I'm explaining it in this much depth because if you're watching this long, that means you're interested in learning how to start looping, and you need to know these behaviors so that way you don't get frustrated or upset that the ghost is still killing you even though it's at 75% ghost speed, because there are little things where they can get faster and you have to know about those things, right? So line of sight, if they have line of sight on you for a very long time or a decent amount of time, you'll be able to, they'll be able to increase their speed. I'm just gonna guess yokai. I didn't really test for it or anything, but very few ghosts cannot, and I don't remember which ones right now, but maybe I'll do that in a different video on Rio. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna do it at 100% sanity. I mean, 100% speed. Why do I keep saying sanity? I'm going a little crazy here, guys, so I do apologize for that. All right, so our ghost speed is 75 right now. We're gonna go ahead and change that to 100. Okay, ghost. We're gonna go to 100 here. We're gonna hit apply, and we will be in Tanglewood. I'm already there. All right, perfect. Okay, so now here's where you want to be patient with yourself, and I'm gonna say that because when I started getting really nervous when I reached 100%, and I made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I caught the corners of the island table. I didn't manage my sprint speed enough. So something I actually haven't talked about a lot is managing your sprint speed, right? So if you sprint like this the whole time and you're just holding it and then you get tired, your sprint speed wastes very fast. So I was able to go down and back, right? So now watch, when my sprint speed comes up, I'm gonna tap, go, tap, go, tap, go. Let's see how long it takes for my sprint speed to basically run out. You see, I'm able to do laps and I'm able to not really lose completely. There it is. It took me, what was it? 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 laps to lose my sprint. So you want to learn how to manage your sprint speed. I think that's very, very, very valuable information. And again, the best way to learn is to just go in there and do it. And yes, you're going to make your mistakes, but you can learn how to manage your sprint speed throughout any of these ghost speeds, okay? Just to make that clear. You should always practice that because it's something I definitely don't. Okay, we hear him somewhere in the living room, I think. So now this, you see how much faster he is? So we're dealing with 100% ghost speed here. And let's see, we're gonna do the first one without having line of sight, right? We're just having our flashlight on. We're gonna turn our flashlight off, see which way this thing goes. Oh, it double backed on us, which it's gonna happen. It's hard to see. We're testing for yokai here, and because it came back, it is not a yokai, right? It's gonna double back. So this is where I'm telling you guys, it's very important when you guys are looping not to like turn away from the ghost. So if the ghost is behind you, chasing you, you're gonna wanna get used to moving backwards and sideways and keeping your FOV where the ghost is at all times. But not back here, because back here he'll get line of sight of you and he'll catch up to you. if he's tighter to the island, okay? So just a few things to keep in mind there. Now we're gonna loop standing up so you guys see what the line of sight looks like. The line of sight speed looks like on this. Okay, here we go. Oh, that might be Jin. Okay, we saw how he double backed on me there. Okay, so remember, you want to keep line of sight of this ghost. You want to keep it. See how fast it's going? We're gonna smudge it there because it started increasing speed. Now I'm gonna crouch loop it, and you'll see. Look how fast this thing is, right? Woo! This thing is so fast because of the line of speed. All right, and I'm gonna smudge it here. Oh, I didn't even need to because that's at the end of it. So things like that, like as you see right now, is what you want to practice because not one ghost is always going to be the same. And I know I feel like a broken record here, but you're going to want to try looping at different speeds. So do some crouch, do some standing. When it gains a little bit of speed, you can crouch back down so it doesn't reach its max speed of line of sight. Okay. And really just spend your time learning how to loop because you will learn so much about the ghost just by looping it, okay? You'll learn so much. Let's just guess here. I don't know. We'll do a little banshee here, you know? And it was a mare.
Welcome back.
So
Like
little
that,
things like that is what's gonna help you guys get better at Phasmo. And if you spend the time, I guess not spend the time because you can spend time playing Phasmo and never get good at Phasmo. But if you spend time on the right things on learning Phasmo, you will get better and you'll start enjoying the game. So I hope this video helped you guys out. There's other looping spots and other maps, but this video will be forever if I go over every map. But if you are interested in looping spots in more maps, please let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you've made it this far. I greatly appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.